Alright everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to Unruly Horror. Now, this is my what I bought this month, January 2024. Crazy. Crazy to think later this year, it's going to be 4 years since I got inspiration from ShawnCPhilips. It was I can show my horror collection, and then inspired by him again, by his DVD collection, was like, I can do it with my horror films. I buy horror films every month. I can do this is mad. Mad how far how much life has changed really. Because a lot has changed since 2020. I mean, everything changed in 2020, didn't it? But yeah. Today I have 3 DVDs in 1 Blu-ray. I went to buy Blu-rays, as you know, I haven't been doing them in a while. But for some reason, I feel like I've got everything Music Magpie has to offer. So on Music Magpie, there's a Blu-ray section, and I'm just scrolling through it, and it's like, I've got that, 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 I've got that. Then I found 4 Blu-rays that I didn't have, went to go check out, and were sold out, so couldn't do anything about that. I do want to try to get more, because I think having it even 4 DVDs, 4 Blu-rays, really think that's a thing that works. And yeah, last month I did try to do a new video, and I forgot to release it, and if I had released it in December, it wouldn't have made any sense, because it was what I watched last month, but I recorded it in November for the previous month, so I released it in. So yeah, I'm going to do that sometime this week. I'm going to do for what I watched in December. FYI, it's not a lot of films. I didn't really watch a lot in December, a few films, so look out for that later in the week. I'm going to aim Wednesday maybe for that. So every time I do a What I Bought DVD, I'm going to start a new series, What I Watched. It's not always going to be horror. I do watch other stuff other than horror, shockingly, even though it's mainly horror that I watch. So anyway, down to what I bought this month. So I'll start with the DVDs, as I normally do. Number 1 is Pray for the Devil. Once you know the devil knows you. That sounds like it's straight from a country song or something. If you're going through hell, keep on going or something like that. So Sister Anne believes she is answering a call to be the first female exorcist. But who or what called her? The devil, I'm going to guess, considering the tagline. In response to a global rise in demonic possessions, because they've been going up recently, haven't they? Don't you just hear it when you wake up and say, I'm possessed, I need to do something about this. God damn. Anne seeks out a place at an exorcism school reopened by the Catholic Church. Now, my knowledge of exorcisms, isn't there only really one school, and that's in Rome? Pretty sure that is the only place that does it. Until now, these schools have only trained priests in the rite of exorcism. But a professor recognises Sister Anne's gifts and agrees to train her. Thrust onto the spiritual front line with fellow student Father Dante, Sister Anne finds herself in a battle for the soul of a young girl who Sister Anne believes is possessed by the same demon that tormented her own mother years ago. Determined to root out the evil, Anne soon realises that evil has been expecting her. Okay, this one. I need to watch this one today. This one sounds really good. The packaging, that looks like What am I thinking? Saint Agatha. It's got that sort of Saint Agatha vibes. Wow, that sounds like a really good film. Wow, just show you the art on the back. Yeah, that looks really good. I do have a light, by the way. It's not like a ring light, it's a reading light, as you can tell by the shape. But you know what? It works. Improved set. Didn't have that 4 years ago. Didn't have a tripod, didn't have a light. My microphone's charging because I forgot to charge it after I did the podcast. So anyway, yeah. Cool. Next up is, I forget which one's which. Because I've been collecting Hellraiser films, because I'm a big fan of Hellraiser. I liked number 1 and number 2, thought number 3 was okay, didn't like number 4, and then I watched number 5 and I was like, what even is this franchise anymore? It's just crime dramas with Hellraiser sprinkled in. And then I continued watching them, and I got to say, Hellraiser Hellworld and Hellraiser Deader could be controversial. I thought those two were better than the previous two, even though Kirsty technically returned in number 5. But hey, don't shoot the messenger. That's my opinion. So, expanding on the Hellraiser franchise, I have Hellraiser Judgment. It is Judgment, isn't it? Yes, Hellraiser Judgment. Now, I believe this is the first Hellraiser film where Doug Bradley doesn't actually play Pinhead. Now, don't know how they can have that, because Doug Bradley is Pinhead, you know? He brought the character to life, and you know, I understand if he didn't want to return because he saw how bad the franchise was going, or if they didn't actually contact him to be like, hey, do you want to do it again? But yeah, anyway, gotta say, if that's Pinhead, just, you know, doesn't look promising. But you know what? I'm up for any horror film. Even like I've seen bad ones. The worst horror film I've ever seen is called The Terrible 2. Terrible's in its name, so you know, fits that it's actually terrible. If you ever do find The Terrible 2, I got it on DVD over here for like £2. Don't watch it. It's just a waste. Anyway. The dreaded Pinhead returns in the next terrifying chapter of the classic Hellraiser series. 3 detectives trying to stop a diabolical serial killer are sucked into a maze of otherworldly horror where hellish denizens, including the auditor, the assessor, and the jury, await to pass judgment. Sounds like an episode of Supernatural. And I'm pretty sure I know the episode of Supernatural. Doesn't really sound good though, does it? Like, I know after number 4, as I would say number 4 in space, Bloodline, they went to direct video. And I do get it that sometimes, you know, bigger budget doesn't always equal, you know, greater content, in that lower budgets don't always mean bad content. But from what I've read from the later films, like, you know, the ones I've been buying, apparently their scripts started off as the reason I said that they're not good, as crime dramas. And someone made the decision to, you know what, we'll make this a Hellraiser film, let's add Pinhead in here. And then they changed one character to Kirsty, because literally in this one it sounds like they're trying to go back to the original one, but it sounds like they're trying to make it more, what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying to like go into the origins in a way. but they're trying to make it, like, expand on the universe to say. So, they're not just Pinhead, it's not just his gash. Pinhead's gash, look it up, that's the name of his group, of the other Cenobites. You know, if you're a horror film fan, you know what I'm on about. But like the auditor, the assessor and the jury. What's that all about? Sounds like an episode of Law and Order. And is that meant to be it? Is that meant to be who they are? Pinhead, auditor, jury and taking a victim? Oh, I'll watch it because, you know, I haven't seen it. And you can't make your opinion up until you've actually watched the film. Like, I liked Hellraiser Deader. I liked it because it was something new, you know? That it was this, about this sort of cult who bring people back to life in that. Spoiler alert, by the way. And then Hellraiser Hellworld. I did think that one was okay. I mean, it could have been better in places, but I liked the story of it. I liked how it involves, like, the internet and that. Anyway, next up is the latest Hellraiser film. Simply called Hellraiser. It is... Now, I've been told it's not a remake. It's a sort of reimagining, in a sense. And a lot of people were angry because Pinhead's a woman. And guys, what you need to understand is that Pinhead, in the whole thing of Hellraiser in the Cenobites, are that they were originally written as genderless beings. You know? They were originally written as that. They're not meant to have a gender. You know? So if Pinhead comes up looking like he's female, that's just the demon. Well, not the demon, the Cenobite. That is just that. You know? It doesn't have to be, you know, gender specific. It's just a Cenobite. Like, I get it, there's a female Cenobite, but, you know, I'm talking about Barker's original film. Original film? Original novella. Where they are just described as genderless deities, in a sense. In that, you know, obviously when it comes to casting the film, they obviously had to cast men and women. But yeah, I haven't seen this. I've read a review where the one who does play Pinhead, the priestess, I think they call it, in this film. 2022, isn't it? I think so. Hulu presents, yeah. I think it's 2022. So, a young woman struggling with addiction comes into the possession of an ancient puzzle box, the Lament configuration, which I got, by the way. It doesn't move, it's just on a stand. And gives it 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Look how cool this is. It's got a stand and everything, so it just goes in there. Yeah, I like when I bought it, I hoped it would like move and you could, but it doesn't move. But I love it. I'm so happy with it. So yeah, woman with addiction finds the box. You opened it. We came. Put it there for the time being. Oh, I love it. So anyway, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites, a group of sadistic, supernatural beings from another dimension, in this terrifying reimagining of the horror classic. I'm going to watch one of these today. I did want to watch Pray for the Devil, but I kind of want to watch this now. Since it's I haven't seen it, it's the latest one. Yeah. So, again, I've heard criticism about the film. I've also heard very, very, very good things about this. And you know what? Again, if you haven't watched it, you can't really have an opinion. And I can't wait to watch it. And last is a Blu-ray, because for some reason the Blu-ray was like £7, but the DVD was £14. And I was excited to get it, then I saw a friend of mine reviewed it on his letterbox, and he said it was bad, and I was like, oh, cool. But again, I haven't watched it. It's Sorcerer. Now, the thing I really like, the thing about Sorcerer is it's the 40th anniversary collector's edition. It's a William Friedkin film, the Exorcist guy. And I have no idea. I've never saw any of his films, apart from The Exorcist. So it's going to be interesting to watch this to see sort of what Friedkin's tone is. He's extreme, I know that, but like, you know. So, a courageous adventure in the heart of darkness. Exiled from their home nation, 4 strangers from separate corners of the earth agree to undertake a dangerous mission to transport unstable dynamite through the dense jungle of South America in order to earn their passage home. Read, Lee. Get glasses. When the slightest bump in the road could equal instant death, the real question is not whether these men will survive this nerve-shredding ordeal, but who will they have become if they return at all? They said it was horror. I'm not picking up any horror on this. After the success of The French Connection, which was on last night, and I just caught the end of it. In The Exorcist, William Friedkin began work on his biggest project, Daisy's Moment embarked. Okay, now 40 years since its release, Sorcerer is regarded by critics and filmmakers alike as a true lost cinematic masterpiece. A feat of filmmaking that encapsulated the revolutionary artistry of the 1970s American cinema in this triumph to behold. Okay, so it doesn't sound horror, but, you know, sounds like it was a very hard shoot to do. Filming, where did the film? The Dominican Republic. In actual dense jungles. Wow, okay. Again, I need to watch that one. I can make it for myself. But guys, that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like horror, if you like to see horror things, please like and subscribe. Go check out the production company I'm part of, Visionette Media, where you can find the Double L Show. You can find world horror stories narrated by myself. You can find British horror stories. You can find lots of vlogs, lots of fantastic videos. And yeah, I will see you later. Have a nice day.